president is David Chartrand, and he's joining us now. Good afternoon, President Chartrand.
Good afternoon. It's 2 minutes after 12, so it is afternoon.
A little late.
So again, it was so beautiful hearing Ray's voice. Almost made me shed a tear knowing that his voice is slowly going on him, but his legend will live on.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the songs he's performed so many a time over and over in different venues, and it's a proud child. You could imitate so many different singers and their voices, and I hope you're listening, Ray. You make me so proud, and you're always going to be one of my heroes forever. So
mine too. Yeah,
just such a talented man, and I'm so happy that we connected over 20 years ago, me and him, and one of the things I was telling Gloria this morning, we're listening to him there, and we were just so entranced with his beautiful voice and the way he carries it, and the way he can carry a note.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you want to run out of breath listening to him. So you can't breathe. It's holding your breath at the same time. So, anyways, you think about for young people to dedication, devotion. You're similar to that, Naomi, and that's one of the things that you carry with you, and so is Cowboy, another perfect example. Like, you guys are so dedicated. Like, you do not miss your show, come hell or high water. You guys are there,
thanks.
and Ray was that for over 22 years with me.
Mm-hmm.
Never missed a Métis Hour. It'd be very rare you ever missed, and you're the same way. Cowboy's the same way. That's work ethic, and I truly admire that so much, and that some things our young generation sometimes forget how important that is. It's so important to keep your word, your commitment, and stand by it, and your reputation builds around that after. So, Again, Ray, I miss you a lot, and I know his wife invited me for Christmas Eve to their gathering of the St. Germain family, but I'll be in Duck Bay, of course, as usual.
Right.
That's where I head home, and I'll go see my family out there. I don't have enough time to even see anymore.
Right.
And I'm looking forward to my trip to Duck Bay and go spend some Christmas days here with my family. So, and of course, Gloria will prepare a meal, and my sister, although she's passed, Lisa, my other niece, will prepare the meal on behalf of her mother, just to keep the honor of a tradition alive. And then my sister-in-law, Bernice, will prepare for my brother who passed her dinner at her house. So we have 3 different dinners and 3 different days, and it's just something that we want to keep that tradition alive and keep the family together. And Christmas is about that. And I know there's a lot of pressure sometimes around Christmas time because people panic, they can't afford. They're saying they're scared, they can't buy everybody a present. And a lot of times, it's the thought that matters more. Even just taking a meal, like Gloria does that in Duck Bay, and she take it to a lot of these bachelors. So after dinner, we prepare meals and we drop plates off at her house.
Yeah,
that means more sometimes than a damn present. So don't get too caught up on the value of a present, and sometimes just going to shovel the snow. Sometimes going to clean the house. Top to bottom. Maybe that'd be a good Christmas present. So there's different ways you can really make it special. So it doesn't require sometimes a lot of resources. And people say, you talk smart because you have a lot of money. I don't have a lot of money.
No.
I give most of my money away to all my family. But at the end of the day, I grew up poor like anybody else, like everybody else listening, with nothing. And now we were lucky to have one present. And usually it was a cheap toy gun or something that my mom would save as washing clothes and then buy something. So we know what poverty is. I know what poverty is. I know it, but also what pride is.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we do things to, like I said, I used to go stand in line to try to get a job. I could already lift those 60-pound fish tubs to load up a semi. And Duck Bay was big on fishing. And a lot of times the older guys wouldn't show up, so us young guys would be standing there, and then they throw us on the job, and we get $5. And I felt like the richest kid in Duck Bay. And what I do with my $5, I went and bought my mom something right away, and bought myself a drinking chips and played some pool. And so, because I could afford it now, so it just empowered me to remember that sometimes it's not about the amount. My mom's so proud I'd bring home something for her with my $5. So I smelled like fish, all right. I stunk, but it didn't matter. I worked, So,
yeah.
But again, it's not about the value. It's about thinking and just even to go visit somebody, go have tea and they say Merry Christmas, drop a Christmas card off. That means a lot. You're thinking about somebody. So I know this time of the year, the reason I'm talking about it, it's coming closer and closer, and just when a lot of stress starts to evolve itself for people, and all Manitobans and all Canadians, and that really struggle sometimes to figure out what can they do, and times are tough. Food prices are high. and things are costing a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so I know it's very hard. Even when there's funerals, I'll be talking about a few of them in a short little while. My sister and her partner do a lot of cooking for funerals, and so they help out their way. And so it's such an important reflection when you have a funeral and then there's a meal after. It's getting together and starting the grieving process, right? The healing process. So those are part of the tradition, and this Christmas is part of that tradition. So, like I said, sometimes it's just pop over and say hello or drop off a Christmas card. Now, let me talk about tough times. So, our cabinet was working quite diligently to figure out what can we do to try to make sure we help out our youth, our elders, our family, our mothers, and with children that are struggling to try to make sure they have enough for Pampers or food or milk or different products they need for the children, or just something they need in their house. And price of lettuce has gone sky high, right? So people they tell us to eat healthy, but then you can't afford the lettuce.
And there's a shortage too.
Exactly, there's a shortage on top of that. So with the program we put together, and I was just getting a brief from Anita and Francis, who are actually leading the file on my behalf and on behalf of the cabinet, and it's really starting to fold itself out now, and I'm very, very proud of it. And so people listening, asking, what's David talking about? Well, we have a supplement program, a 6-month supplement program. We set aside $5 million in our budget to make sure we can get funding to the students, the elders, the families, if they need some support. It's a 6-month program, and the $75 a student, $75 I think for an elder, and if there's a husband and wife, they're both Métis, they both get $75. And so this way they can buy an extra product or buy something that they need for their house, or buy the higher, additional shortages they need to buy the extra cost of high price of food. So that program it's underway. It's $125, I think, for a mother of a child. But you got to get your card in there. You got to make sure your citizenship card's in place. They'll help you get it, because we've got to make sure that people applying have the proper information and that they're Métis citizens. I can't just be writing out checks and all of a sudden find out somebody was fraudulently taking money, and then people would be very upset. Why didn't I do a proper job of making sure Métis people are the only ones? So again, that's happening, and I'm very, very proud of the program. I was really impressed at how fast they rolled it out, and I thank all the staff, and that money is flowing into bank accounts, it's flowing into vouchers, and in partnership with the stores. There's many in the regions like La Pau. I think they have 7 stores. They have a partnership. Winnipeg has partnerships with many of the bigger chain stores. And then you go in the Northwest, they have partnership with stores all around that area, not just in Dauphin, Swan River. They have it all over the place. So those are vouchers, so people can take that voucher in there and get the extra stuff they need at home. So that program is underway, and I know some people that know me personally phoning me saying, David, how do I get in? How do I get to register with the region? The region will get your name in there. They'll help you get your citizenship card if you don't have it, and then they'll make sure that funding gets out to you. And if you don't get the October 75 supplement, for example, for students, and that's easier because we have all the students' names, Naomi. Because we give them $5,000 for university, and we give them more in college, actually for the trades department.
Right.
And so, but we have their records, we have the bank accounts, and we can easily take care of putting resources to them. But if we do miss somebody, we'll go back to October. If we don't get you till December, then we'll go back to October, November, and then give you in December.
That's great.
Yeah, so we're hoping, $5 million. We're not sure if it'll cover everything. There's so many people out there in need, and but if necessary, I told the cabinet we'll dig here, we'll dig there, and we'll find extra money if we have to. So again, it's a big initiative, of course, at $5 million, but it's going to help so many thousands and thousands of family members, and I can't say how proud I am of my Métis government, how far we've come, and the difference we make today in our everyday lives of our people. I also had a meeting with Bill Blair. He's the Minister of Public Safety for Canada. We're talking about emergency. He's responsible for the emergency services, and EMO probably is the best version of calling it. But it's an emergency response. If there's floods, if there's now we talk about tornadoes, we talk about different things that are starting to occur in our communities that we never saw so often, but now there seems to be coming out more and more disaster, floods, beaver damages that are occurring where flood is happening, and these big massive floods, you see First Nations, how they've been disposed of their community and pushed out of their community, living in hotels. Well, that's to say things like that is hard on any family being forced out of your house. There, in some ways, I applaud the government and Red Cross for making sure they help them. But when it comes to Métis, there's nobody to help us, Naomi. We're on our own.
Wow.
And so we have to take care of that ourselves, and our federation has been very successful in helping all our families, sometimes repairing their houses after, and so I'm very, very proud of our team and our staff and our ministers. So we had a good meeting with Public Safety Minister Bill Blair, and we told him about these programs. I said, you look in your actual application, it says the only ones that could apply for it are municipalities, First Nation reserves, and Inuit. And there's nothing saying that Métis are allowed to apply for this program, and yet you talk about it for all Canadians. How can it be for all Canadians if I'm left out?
Right.
So we had a very good discussion. He's trying to fix that problem. But we said we're not waiting for you anyway. We're creating our own emergency action plan across the province if there's issues that occur that cause such devastation and hardship to so many families and potentially destroy farms, ranchers, businesses, houses. So we're going to create our own program. Forest fires are more often now. You see that even regularly now. So we're saying, how do we deal with that when it hits our communities? We have nowhere to turn. So Canada and the Métis government is working on creating a direct relationship. And the provinces, if they're listening, they've got to get involved here. They can't just keep on leaving us out. So we'll be pushing the Premier a lot harder, saying, where do we fit into your action plan? If you don't have one, why don't you have one?
Right.
So, again, that was a good meeting. I also met with the new Mayor, Scott Gillingham. I had a very good meeting with him. Talked about a lot of the work that we're doing here in the city, and we're spending over $100 million in the Heritage Center, hotel, apartments. We're doing youth, children, family services, apartments also. And I said, we're doing all these capital build-ups, but to get permits and other processes to help us get to start work, it's taking a year. That can't happen. We can't be sitting here for your bureaucrats to get the red tape done so we can get our permits to start construction. Mm-hmm. We need to be faster than that. We need your city to be faster and greater response to us. So he was very, very supportive of that. And I read in the paper today also, like we have 2 houses on Edison. They're vacant. They're old houses. We're going to rip them down, and we're building 2 apartment blocks. Not apartments. They're really 6-bedroom units, and for our aging out students from child family, which are getting jobs and going back to school. So we give them an apartment, and we work with them to be self-sufficient. So when they do leave completely from our watch, they can take care of themselves. So that's being done. But there's people moving in these vacant houses, and they're living in there. They're ripping up the walls for copper, but they're starting fires in there to keep warm. And these houses are vacant. They're derelict. They're not livable. Mm-hmm. But we can't rip them down because I don't have a permit. And so we board them up, and then they rip the boarding down, and then they just go live in there. I'm scared something's going to happen in there. What if some of them freeze to death or die, or a fire starts and they're trapped inside, So we're trying to figure out how do we rip these buildings down, and it's taking forever. So there's an article in the paper saying they're trying to speed up that process with the city. They also see the same threat that people have been caught in these situations and become seriously hurt or, in fact, deceased. Another one I want to start off in thinking is that the congratulations going out to, we had a program, I'm not sure if you know, but it's a Christmas tree program for finding the biggest 35-foot or bigger tree.
I heard about that, yeah.
Yeah, it's congratulations going to go out to Michelle and Ron Bacon. I hope they're listening. They won the $500. They had the best tree that they put forward from their yard. It's a 35-foot high and 32-foot wide Colorado blue spruce. Wow. And that's going to be being put up very shortly. And they won the $500 contest. And also, of course, their name being referenced, and their name will be attached somewhere on the tree, thanking them for the donation of their tree from their yard. And they're proud Métis citizens, and I'm very, very proud from the Winnipeg region. I want to really express my gratitude as the president. Michelle and Ron, I hope you're listening. Thank you very much, and your tree will light up the center of downtown, and looking forward to that. So I think December 9th, is when we're going to actually have the schedule for the lights to go on the tree. So we're inviting anybody who wants to come and watch and listen. We're going to have music. We're going to have a lot of entertainment, and we're going to show our pride of being downtown and being the center point of our city and finding our rightful place back to our traditional lands again. And it'll be proud for us as the Métis government to switch on the lights and show how proud we are of our Heritage Center. So, again, thank you, Michelle and Ron, for that, and thank the team at our office for putting up together the plan of how to do that. Now, of course, L'Oreal commemoration was a great success again Wednesday. We had all the leaders of the opposition party, the premier, the second opposition party, Doug Dugal. The man did a superb job on doing an historical perspective of the facts of what happened and really expressing, again, how justice really failed our country and how the system was used to execute and murder an innocent man. So, again, Dougal, thank you for your well-thought-out and historical research presentation that you did there. And Wob, of course, always did a great job. And so the header, both leaders did a superb job representing their own constituents and, of course, the Premier representing the province. So Scott was there as the new mayor. It was great to see him there. Danny Smith, of course, all dressed in a buffalo jacket, and I was in a buffalo hat. I was very proud to see him, or a beaver cap. I was very, very proud to see him there. And then RCMP was also there, Jared from St. Pierre, and then, of course, the Infinity Woman there. But it was a great turnout, and I'm very appreciative of the Winnipeg Police taking the, the damage that was caused on the statue of Riel, taking that very seriously, and putting a picture of the gentleman on we've seen it in the media already, and we want to talk to this man and find out. Police want to get a hold of him and find out why he did what he did, and try to get the answers to that, and then see what charges will be laid. So we'll track him down eventually, I'm sure. And the question has to be, like, why would you do that? You know, why would you go to a graveyard? You know, that's a sacrilegious place. Yeah, I don't care what culture, who you are, what nationality you are, to what culture you come from. That's a sacrilegious place. You do not go to a graveyard and affect and deface anybody or trying to damage anybody's headstone in that. That's something, I don't care who you are, you cannot do that. That is something that's not accepted by anyone, including us and all Manitobans and all Canadians. So we'll look forward to seeing what the hell happened there, and we'll get it fixed. We're going to see what we need to do to get it fixed and make sure that the scratches are not seen all over his face. So, again, I'm sure Riel knows that we'll not let this go. This is something we take seriously, and we'll be protecting, of course, our leader. Also, the booster shots are still going out there. I had mine, booster, and I also had the flu shot, same time on each arm. So how tough I am. Yeah, I'm just joking. I'm a big suck when it comes to needles. But it was good to see everybody there, and there was a lot of people getting their booster shots at the same time and throughout the day, and I'm very proud of that. And I think a lot of more people need to really reflect that COVID's still here. We see now the dangers that's happening to children, not only here in Manitoba, across Canada. Not enough beds now for kids, and it's not just COVID, but it's the respiratory issue, and at the same time they're having an issue with the flu. So it's causing us a triple bang whammy that's coming in, and it's really setting across a hardship to so many families and fear so many families what to do, right? So I think I want to express again that in support, and please get your COVID, get your vaccine. You know, I think there's enough science and evidence now to show you that people are better off with a vaccine than they are without one. And you also can save lives. So, again, I want to express my gratitude to those that are getting theirs. And as a president, I'm taking leadership myself and getting it done. Also, I want to shout out to all the people, delegates that are in DePaul right now this weekend. There's the United Nations UNDRIP, it's called. Yeah. That's happening right now in health consultations. Of course, health, we're starting to negotiate with Canada the future of Métis-specific health care in this country, and meaning us, the Red River and Métis of the West, and that we have a special legislation that will ensure our Métis people are now included when it comes to health, that we're not going to be left out when it comes to vaccines. If we ever get a virus like this again, remember, and not forget when Pallister was the premier, we never got our vaccines. We were locked out. And it took over a year of lobbying and pushing for the Métis to get vaccines given to us as the Métis Nation of Red River. So it was a very scary time for many of our people. And I think that was over a thresh line of anything in politics when the Premier took it so personal that it could potentially cause death and harm by not allowing us to have vaccines like First Nations and others. So it was a scary time for us, but we overcame it. And I'm very proud of our people and our youth and our communities that worked so diligently to protect their grandparents and their parents and watch their houses. And were very, very vigilant in making sure that they were protecting themselves and then making sure at the chance they got their vaccines. Now, don't forget, today is a big day in Winnipeg here. It's a Santa Claus parade. It's kind of chilly out there, so dress warm. Yeah. I was going to be going, but I won't be there. I'm going to be at home, in fact. I'm going to watch it on TV. Got some family members coming over. And Bucky, of course, our minister is there, Alfred Anderson, and a team, and they have a full volunteers at the office. We're working diligently to making sure the float was there. I think we're number 6 on the line. Nice. I still might try to go. I don't know. My wife said don't go because I'm leaving tomorrow for holidays. And so this cool weather, they don't want me to get any kind of sickness before I leave.
Yeah, that's
then
true.
I'll have to cancel my trip. So, but again, I might still try to show my face there. If not, I know we have good representation for our ministers there. And again, all the volunteers, they're going to give, of course, candy and all the rest of it, walking beside our float. And I'm so proud of the work they do. Alfred does a superb job as the Minister responsible for Culture and Heritage on these floats. He's an expert at it when it comes to it now.
Yeah.
And I want to thank all the volunteers, the trucking company, and everybody that's involved to making our Métis float to be shining out there. So as a message, how proud we are of our beautiful province.
I've seen a picture. It looks great.
I know. I'm just so proud. That's why I'll watch it on TV. I guarantee you that for sure.
Yeah.
I'll be sitting at home here watching it and cheering them on. Also, I want to say we are, again, a sponsor at the St. Boniface Hospital, and I'm very proud of that again. The MMF put in another $5,000 on behalf of Métis people of Manitoba, and of course that's helping the expansion of the emergency room. And so a lot of people, I was in the emergency, my daughter was in the hospital for 2 days, and she had a very serious stomach issue she's been fighting for years. Mm-hmm. And so there's times when she has no choice but to go to the hospital. The pain is too strong. She just can't hack it, and they need to bring it down. And they're trying to find the problem, what is the cause of it. But I was in the emergency room, and I saw the hard-working nurses and all the people that are there. You look at the people cleaning at the same time. You look at the people helping people to go get their X-rays and surgeries, if there's any. And you just watch the people in the hallways all over the place. There's no room to put them in beds. And you could just see the pressure that we're placing our healthcare system in. So we want to do our part. I know Vicar is leading this, Larry Vicar, and I want to thank Vicar Chavols. And then, of course, we have CGOB, our partner. And so we put $5,000. We also said we'll match for the next hour. Anybody that donates, whether it's $5, $10, $100, whatever the amount, we'll further donate that to increasing our $5,000 contribution to helping out St. Boniface emergency room. So my time is almost running out, so I better say a couple things on behalf of birthdays. Okay. And then, of course, I'll ask for a special music. I don't know what song you're going to choose what's the name of it on the show when for the people that have passed on now?
Gospel tune.
The gospel tune, yes. Thank you for helping me on that one. Mm-hmm. But birthdays, let's get birthdays out of my way first. There's a special birthday to this one. She's happy birthday to Skylar. I have a hard time saying the name. Goodson turned 10. 10 years old, and she wants my job already. Oh. Mom Asia tells me right that she's a proud Reverend Métis and proud of her president, and she wants to get trained, and she wants to take over my job.
Nice.
She wants to sing. She wanted Ray to sing Happy Birthday to her. So Naomi, we're in trouble. And Cowboy, Cowboy's actually got a decent voice.
Cowboy does the singing these days.
Yeah, so let's maybe sing Happy Birthday to Skylar, who's turning 10 years old. So Ray's not there to help and save us now, so we're on our own. So all three of us, let's get together. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Help me, guys. Happy birthday, dear Skylar. Happy birthday to you, and many more. I know that sounded horrible. Sorry, Skylar, but Ray's not there to save us today. That's the velvet voice, Ray St. Germain.
Right.
So happy birthday is also going to Shirley Crookston from Toulon. She's celebrating 77 years on Friday. Ooh. Happy birthday, Shirley.
Happy birthday.
Yes, big birthday. And also, happy birthday, Carrie Smith. She didn't want to put her age on here. She's been with us. She started off as a librarian. Now she runs one of the biggest departments and does such a superb job in managing the affairs of the Métis Employment and Training Department, helping thousands and thousands of families and citizens getting careers and jobs. Carrie, you're a special lady in our government. So happy birthday. So it's our Friday. It's her birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday is going out to Jolene Mayer, also Minister Judy Mayer's daughter, was celebrating her birthday on same thing, November 18th, same as Carrie. So she's in DePaul. I'm sure they're going to be celebrating for her. Friday, today is what? November what?
Today is the
19th?
It was like, wait a minute, 19, yeah.
So I'm sure they celebrated. There's a lot of people in DePaul because of that meeting out there. There's lots of people filled in that room at the hall for the United Nations Declaration Update and Health Consultation. So happy birthday, Jolene. And then I got some happy 45th wedding anniversary to John Surrey. He's the minister, actually, that Kerry reports to for employment and training, and John's been the minister for many years. And to his beautiful wife, Barbara Fleury, celebrating their 45th wedding anniversary. And Barbara makes unbelievable fried bread. Oh, unbelievable. And the only one that could take and make sure to hold a candlestick to her, I tell you, is which, in fact, she's having a funeral today. I want to send a special prayer out to the Leah LaPlante and her family for the passing of her mother, and they're burying her today for a short burial, and let me explain why. There'll be another gathering later, but COVID has hit that area.
Okay.
There was a lot of people getting COVID, so they almost canceled. They were just going to have a get-together, no funeral, and the funeral would be later. And then they switched everything around because COVID is just attacking the area. And there was 7 within a couple of days that had COVID, so they pulled back, and they're just having a fast service today, but there'll be another gathering later, which I'll be attending. So she made unbelievable fried bread, and she used to say, my president's choice is what she called me. So, so again, I want to say to the family and the sisters and all the family, we're very, very proud of the work your mom did, always helping out in Turtle Mountain, and she's in your home with her husband and the rest of her family. Now, I also want to say thank you to Michelle Paul. I've seen her on CTV. We have that area where they talk about the people writing emails or something about issues and events. She wanted to thank the MMF for all the hard work they do and all the staff. So thank you, Michelle Paul, for that kind words on CTV. I read your notes on you sent into CTV. And I also want to say a happy birthday to Thomas Jr., which is a new one I just saw on the bottom here. And I think I'm missing no one else, but now I'm going to go to some funerals that happened. Of course, we had the Baker. Remember the 3 brothers I talked about in the last show?
Yeah.
Well, they actually buried them all together. They made a mass grave, one big giant grave of all of them, and hand dug by the community. And it was a massive grave, according to Derek Danielson, who represented us out there, and as part of his cousins and the Baker family. So, and of course, as Glorian's relatives. So they attended in South Indian, and it was a packed house, really well attended. So I'm sure the brothers, they look down now. They felt very proud to see so many people there. Also, we want to say our condolences out to Jenny, that's Auntie Jeannie, that's Derek's mom. Her brother Norman Bright Nose is on his last times in last days or hours with this hurt, and he'll be departing and going to his new home. So condolences going out to that family. And we also want to say condolences going out to Darren Niepanak, that's out in Camperville. He's 25 years old. He's having, it's Larry's grandson, I believe. The funeral's in Camperville. And we also had the Demray girl that got shot in the city. I believe the funeral might be today. They must have released the body. I haven't been briefed on it. My sister's on it. And just in case the family needs some support to get a hold of the Federation, we'll be there to help out. So again, it's so hard when you hear that, a young girl like that, she had some children. Yeah. It's scary for the family, the grandmother and the rest of them. They're going to have a hard time of advancing themselves and how to explain to the kids that their mom's gone now. So, and even Darren, young 25-year-old, he's gone now.
That's
so, it's hard when you see young people leave this world, and only God can express the answers to that, why that's happening. So, again, I'll close off, but I want to get best wishes out to John Chaboyer, who's going in for an operation. Our elder, John, I hope you're going to do well. And Margaret will take care of him anyway, no matter what. So with that being said, keep up the good work, Naomi. Cowboy, thank you for finding me. And Ray St. Germain, love your voice. Love you forever. You're my hero and always will be. And I just love that CD. That we'll play that for sure quite often on our show. And that's because I always remember our great legendary Ray St. Germain, who continues to be part of our show no matter what. So with that being said, I'll be gone for a couple of weeks. I'll still be checking on, of course, the Federation, and our office is well-maintained, well-organized to take care of itself for a while. But I'll be checking in from my trip. And again, I want to thank everybody for supporting and believing in my leadership, at the same time with our cabinet, and thank our youth again for just working so hard to make a difference in their lives and helping their family. Don't forget this message. I've almost forgotten, Naomi. Our elders, there's a lot of snow still talking about coming. We have this program now across the province that the elders, I think there's Cranberry, there's Johnny Como, I think, was looking at that to do the work and going to clear the yards for snow and get our elders so they don't be stuck inside their houses. They used to go to ambulance, the doctor's appointments, or food. So we have a program where young kids are also being selected, or elders, or retired people that are taking on this task, and we'll be paying them to make sure that the elders' house driveways are clear, their front steps are clear, and we'll be paying for that. So that program's available now. Don't forget, it's there. And we will make sure that our elders are not stuck at home, and then if they need a vehicle, it can drive to their house, or if they need to get out of their house, they won't be trapped inside. So that program is available. MMF pays for that. So just another example of the work we're doing to keep on making sure elders are taken care of across the province. So you take care, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Probably will find me somewhere. I know that.
Okay.
Okay, talk to you guys.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, that was President David Chartrand with his weekly report, Métis Matters, here on the NCI FM radio network.
Yeah, Métis Hour times 2.